Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be checking out this full new EP from NMIXX called Heavy Serenade. The whole EP is called Heavy Serenade, but we're also checking out the title track from this EP, which is also called Heavy Serenade. So we're going to watch the music video, just like we did with Crescendo. The first song in this EP is actually Crescendo, but since we've already reacted to it on the channel, I will just be posting a link down in the description somewhere where you can watch my initial reaction to Crescendo. But it's a really good song. In my opinion, one of the best K-pop songs of the entire year. And I'm hoping, and I've heard, Heavy Serenade is also, a very, very good K-pop song. And yeah, this is the first time I've checked out a full NMIXX release in a while. But I have heard lots of good things that this is, a really good comeback by them. So we're going to watch the music video, and then we're going to listen to, I think, the last 4 or 5 tracks. I think there's like 6 tracks on this whole EP. I can't remember exactly how many, but we're going to start by watching the music video here today. So Crescendo is great. Now, finally, it's time to listen to Heavy Serenade, which is the actual title track. Crescendo is just the pre-release. Yeah. Looking forward to this one a lot, because Crescendo was kind of like a crazy genre blend, had so much going on, the structure was absolutely fantastic, and the music video was gorgeous. So, yeah, excited to check this out. Wow, already those kind of like one-note piano hits is very like horror movie-esque. It reminds me of like, what's that classic, horror movie theme? It's like from Friday the 13th or something like that. Very reminiscent to that. It gives a very, very kind of, dark sound right off the bat, which I really like. Oh yeah, totally. 어린 마음속 헤매던 cosmos 터진 눈물 잃어버린 color. But I'm with you every day and night. 모든 별을 안고서 keep dreaming. 날 깨뜨려서 만들래 단어 하나뿐인 bookend glass serenade. The impact in this. That drum pattern was interesting there for a second. Okay. And back to that drum pattern that we heard, kind of a little bit of that in the pre-chorus. I really like that. I really like that. I love that bass too. You can really hear that. It's very prominent. So well. Ooh, I like that kind of like tension, like that sweeping kind of tension there in the post-chorus. It goes like, you can really, really hear that transition. And then right there. What a first hook. What a first hook. Again, I love this piano thing we're getting here. This post chorus, so incredible. can never tell me they have a you can never tell me that they don't have a perfect song structure, because they do every part of the song so well. Always have a bridge, always have a crazy final chorus too. I mean, perfect climax. That was so good. That was so good. Yeah. I think that beats out Crescendo for me. I really feel like that does beat out Crescendo for me. Both were really good. I feel like Crescendo was a lot more, you know, had a lot more complexity in the structure, with the constant change, pre-chorus, you know, even just before the chorus hits. There's so many different things going on in that song, genre-wise, and I feel like Crescendo is less punchy compared to this song. I feel like this hook really stands out compared to the one in Crescendo. Still really like Crescendo, but I feel like this one is going to be more enjoyed by you know, your regular K-pop fans. Really going to stand out to them. But yeah, again, I love the hook and the post-chorus, just how kind of dynamic the production is. The quality of production in this is probably something that is my favorite about this song. I love how the dark aspect of this song, the music video isn't necessarily super dark, but the song in general, you know, you can tell it's, you know, in a minor key. It's in, you know, it's very, has these elements, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't utilize this darker kind of vibe for the music video, but I really, really like this. Again, beautiful bridge, and then the perfect final climax. So a great 1-2 punch here so far with Crescendo and Heavy Serenade. I'm looking forward to the mini album now. So let's just jump right to the bones and the kind of B-sides to this NMIXX EP. Okay, we're diving in. We have 4 tracks after Crescendo and Heavy Serenade: I Deserve It, Different Girl, Superior, and Loud. So 4 new songs. 6 in total from this mini album or EP, whatever K-pop fans usually call it. But you know, I'm hoping the bones and the B side of this this EP are just as strong as the first 2 kind of singles leading up to it. So I Deserve It is track 3. Let's check it out. Much more low-key start, I find, compared to the first 2 tracks, obviously. I like that. I like that. I like that. They're like spelling out the entire... That is actually really, really catchy. If anything, this is the most catchy song that's probably going to be stuck in my head the most out of all the tracks we've heard so far. That's quirky and that's good. I like that. I like that. I feel like it'll be, again, be divisive, but I think that's a fun thing to do with the hook there. It's got a groove to it. Really has a groove to it. Ooh, I like this mix-up for the second verse and the production a little bit. Much more vibey and kind of, you know, something you could throw on, and it's not like super jarring to hear. Compared to the first, you know, two main tracks where I feel like you probably have to be more locked in. Yeah, that's fun. That's just a vibe. Crazy groove to this one. Love the vocal layering in this bridge. I can't get over how fun that hook is. That's fun. That was very, very groovy and kind of very fun. Different Girl is track 4. Only 2 minutes 23 seconds, so a little short on this one. Ooh. Okay. Did not think we were going into rap territory. I thought that kind of, you know, big hit was like, okay, we're gonna get something more kind of, you know, hard-hitting, rock-inspired maybe, and then we transform into this kind of, you know, more bassier hip-hop sound, which I am not mad at all, actually. I just was not expecting that was the lane for this song. See, you hear that kind of hit right there, and you're like, okay, this might get like a little hardcore rock style. Not at all. Not really at all. And then this is more R&B, trap, flow. I haven't heard too many of NMIXX's, you know, more rap and trap type stuff. Because I know every girl group kind of has, you know, that sound to their discography, but NMIXX is one that I have not heard a lot of their songs kind of use that specific style. We got a little bit of garage in there too. Oh, that's fun. I actually wish those hits were a little more impactful. I love this trap R&B sound. The flow in the verses are incredible. Really does remind me of like Ariana, her Thank You Next era. The type of pop we received on that album, very reminiscent of that. I'm a sucker for this vibe. There we got that little garage vibe in the pre-chorus. Okay. It does kind of sound like it's holding back a little bit. I wish that kind of those hits in the hook were a little more, especially the bass too, was a little more oomphy. I don't know what the word is for that, but I'm vibing. I like this. Again, a little too short for my liking, but I really vibe with that one. Superior's next. Interesting start. Ooh. Okay.
That melody, that singing melody is so different.
It's like almost like sexy and seductive, the delivery on it. I like this kind of like cheerleader, very chanty kind of style. Crazy build-up if that's what we're getting. What is happening on this song? I don't really know where it's gonna go at any given moment. Yeah, the delivery is really one of my favorite parts of the song here. Sing it. Wow. I'm impressed. Come on. Wow, the high notes in this are just spectacular. This definitely has a lot more going on in it than the last two tracks, which make it a little hard to kind of, you know, tell you what my thoughts are on that one. But that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I feel like Superior is gonna have to be a song where I have to listen to it again. But there were a lot of things that I really, really liked that stood out. I really like the drums and how very punchy and kind of almost build-up-y they were. Felt like something you hear for like a cheerleader. I don't know. Something that would be in the realm of that. But the delivery is definitely one of my favorite parts of that song. The delivery felt very kind of more like Western music, like pop music that you'd hear in the States. You know, the amount of high notes in that one, like the vocal delivery on this track is one of the reasons why it stood out so much. But it's chaotic in, I think, the best way possible. That one is a standout track to me. I really like that one too. So, last track of the EP, we have Loud. I have heard good things about Loud. It'll probably be Loud, which is stuff that I always like to hear. I love loud music, so... Ooh. Wow. This sounds incredible.
I'm so afraid it's written all over my face.
Dum 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 dum.
And I see it plainly in the
Love that drum pattern.
I'm done to us, can never reach out and touch.
Very abnormal kind of background noises we're getting so far. They sound so good. Ooh, the layers in this part. That's so captivating. Oh, the return of that pattern too now. Oh, that sounds good.
Gorgeous girl. girls, gorgeous boys, they can't wait in line. I've been everywhere in the world, you're the one I like. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous boys, they can't wait in line. Wanna show you off, do a twirl, show them all your mind. Why do we have to hide it? Can't act like I don't like it. You know I'm a bad liar. I'm sure be the brightest thing in the room. Oh, we're the centerpiece in this room. You told me to shh, but you made
Yeah, this pre-chorus. It's just the vocals, but they're so captivating just the way that they're mixed. That goes so hard.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous boys, they can't wait in line. I've been everywhere in the world, you're the one I like. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous boys, they can't wait in line. Wanna show you off, do a twirl, show them all your mind. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous boys, they can't wait in line.
This outro too, where everything was just uplifting under the hook. That was great. That was great. That's probably my favorite B-side track out of, you know, the whole mini album, but that was good. That was really good. I think, you know, their best work on this mini album was the, you know, the pre-release in Crescendo. Still one of my favorite K-pop songs of the year that's been released. Heavy Serenade is also, you know, coming for that title. I think that 1-2 punch there, very, very unbeatable, but Loud is definitely my favorite B-side. I love, again, the vocals, especially on the last two tracks, Superior and Loud. They sounded so incredible, especially on Loud. The delivery, the mixing, you know, really, really stood out to me. But each kind of B-side song really had its own vibe. Superior is one that I'll probably have to come back to just because of how much was going on in it, but I really like the vibe of that. Different Girl, again, was very, very low-key. Had this, you know, trap R&B vibe that I wasn't overly expecting, but it's a vibe nonetheless. And then I Deserve It, which has a really quirky chorus kind of thing going on there, which makes it kind of really, really fun. And I feel like if it didn't have that, you know, fun hook in I Deserve It, it wouldn't have stood out to me, just because I feel the verses and everything felt a little flat, or kind of, you know, less kind of interesting compared to everything that we've heard on this mini album. But yeah, no skips, I will say, for this mini album. A great project by NMIXX. Again, one of the very first, you know, full length listens that I've heard of an NMIXX mini album. So, you know, again, I went back and checked out Blue Valentine. I would like to listen to that full album. I believe it was a full length album they released with that title track. It might have been a mini album, but I would love to go back and check out kind of their previous work in the mini albums for that, because yeah, this is a great mini album, possibly one of the best I've heard all year. Let me know your favorite tracks from this whole mini album. This is incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. The link to my Patreon will be down in the description. There you can access exclusive videos for like a $5 Canadian dollar membership, something like that, where you can suggest things, and it's a guarantee that I'll react to it if you are a member. You can also super thanks. That's available on YouTube if you feel free to do that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was incredible. I'll see you guys in the next one.